Alright, hey, HadesOmega here. So, I'm here at the Amargrosa Big Dunes, alright? This is the first time I've been here, alright? And this is kind of the first time I've ridden the KLX 170 in the dunes, okay? I rode it when it was a 140, okay? Now I wanted to see how it'll do as a 170. And then I wanted to see how the Light B would do on the dunes also, since it's got a lot of power now. So, okay, so yeah, so I have to say, like, both of these bikes, they're okay in the sand, okay, but sand dunes, no, do not ride no sand dunes. Don't ride any big dunes, that's for sure. Okay, so what happened was I smoked the belt on the Light B. So the belt is, that's it. That's the end of my dirt bike trip for the Light B. Okay, so I still got this. Fortunately, I brought two bikes, so I still have one more to ride. So the Light B is out of here. Okay, so yeah. So I'm gonna talk about my experiences riding both. Okay, I took the Light B out twice, and I took the KLX out twice. Or I took the KLX out three times technically, because I did a demo video to do for the Moto Go treads, okay? And it actually works, by the way. Check that video out. Alright, but yeah, so this is the Amargrosa Big Dunes. It's kind of like Dumont Dunes. I feel like it's a little bit smaller than Dumont Dunes, okay? The plan was to go to Dumont Dunes, okay? But I was heading from Death Valley or Beatty to Pahrump, and then on the way to Pahrump I see this big dune here, and literally it says Big Dune, go this way, and I'm like, oh crap. So after I get to Pahrump, I fill up with gas, and then I came back here, and I found out that this is actually a BLM. It's a BLM land, and it's free, and it's like, cause like there's like nothing out here, you know. It's not like Dumont Dunes. Dumont Dunes you have to pay $30 for a week pass, so it's actually better than Dumont Dunes because you don't have to pay 30 bucks. Honestly, after one day in the dunes, I'm good, you know. I don't really want to ride longer than a day, you know. Dunes really get old after, like, you know, a few hours is what I'm going to say, okay? After a while, it's just all the same stuff. If you don't have the right machine for the dunes, then yeah, it's going to be no good, you know. no bueno. So both of these bikes got too hot, okay? At least I think they got too hot. I'm pretty sure the KLX got too hot, and then the Light B got pretty hot, just paddling through the sand. It was horrible, man. I found out that on the right side of the big dunes from here, this is the farther entrance for the big dunes. So we're kind of on the Beatty side, okay? The Beatty side of the Beatty side. If you're the other side is closer to Pahrump, okay? And I'm closer to the Beatty side, okay? So I think there's another staging area over there, but I went here, okay? I think this is the better one. I'm not 100%. So if you want to come here, you know, just you'll see it on the freeway. You just peel off and go down a dirt road for about 4 or 5 miles, and it's a graded dirt road. You could pretty easily do it in a 2-wheel drive, okay? Preferably should be a little off-road capable, but you know, I got my van down here, so it's all good. It wasn't too difficult. It is quite a distance though from my van. The dirt bike is no problem; it'll chew it right up. And yeah, and then there's this big open spot here. You can camp. If you go farther, there's some deep sand. Don't go farther than this. That's for sure. Because then you start going into the dunes. Then you need a really off-road capable vehicle. Okay. So yeah, I discovered that on the right side of the dunes there, the sand is really soft. I wasn't getting any traction. It was so hard to get the bike going, you know. Yeah, I wasn't getting any traction. And I know I don't have sand paddle tires, but these tires are all right, you know. And then I found out on the left side there's more traction. So yeah. Honestly, HadesOmega is I'm more experienced riding quads in the sand, okay? So, quads are way easier to ride in the sand, I'll tell you that. Especially if you got one that has a lot of power, because I rode a Raptor 700 one time, and it made it riding through the dunes like super duper easy. So I might want to get one of those sometime. That's what I want to say. But yeah, you will have less problem with traction, okay? But you still need a lot of power, okay? And these bikes have pretty much the same amount of power, okay? Except this one has gears. I had a little problem with the KLX earlier. I had the choke on, and I forgot that the choke was on, and I was like, why does it run like crap? You know, you have to really get on the throttle for it to go anywhere, you know. And then I found out, oh, the choke is on. So I put the choke back in, the bike ran normal. But this bike, it overheats in the dunes because you're just wide open the whole time, wide open. You know, it's just, there's just not enough torque. It doesn't have enough torque to paddle through that sand, okay? You really got to get some momentum, and, you know, just don't get stuck on the dune, okay? Once you start slowing down, start going down the dune. That's what I say. Okay, I was able to crest some really baby dunes. Okay, I was able to go up a big dune about halfway, so it's okay in the dunes. Okay, but it's definitely not an ideal bike to ride in dunes, and neither is the Light B. The Light B did about the same as the KLX. Okay, and then I was having a lot of fun in the Light B, and I was like, you know, surfing the dunes and stuff, and then I specifically told myself, don't wander too far into the dunes, you know, because just in case something happens to the bike. And guess what happened? The belt broke. Okay, it overheated or something, or it couldn't handle the torque. So definitely, I think if you want to ride dunes with your Light B, get the primary drive chain kit. Okay, the one from Lunicycle or the one from Suron, because it can't handle. It won't be able to handle the dune stuff. Okay. And I'll talk about the Light B, how it is as a desert bike. It's not a very good desert bike, okay? It doesn't have a lot of range, you know, but it can handle the stuff pretty well. But except for washboards, the washboard stuff, it shakes your arms up a whole lot, you know. But whoops and stuff, and you know, everything else, it handles it just fine, okay? But the range just sucks on this, okay? And it eats up so much power going through the sand. It's ridiculous. Like you'll be lucky to get 20 miles of range out of this, okay? Out of this guy. I don't really know how much we rode it all that much. I don't even know how much the percentage is. I'll put a subtitle. Well, actually, the battery's not on the bike. Okay. Anyway, so what happened is I had to get rescued. These guys, there were some people riding side by sides out there, and they got a tow rope and they put it on the crossbar on the forks, and then they pulled me out of the dunes, okay? And then I broke my fender doing that, and like the rope was on the sides, so I was kind of pulling the bike at a weird angle. I was kind of dragging it along, and then it fell down. And then what we did is we put it in, they had a Toyota Tacoma, and we put it in the pickup bed, and then they drove me to my campsite, okay? I think those are the guys that rescued me back there, by the way. Okay, but thanks a lot, fellas. They're a bunch of Mexican folks. Thanks a lot. I would buy you guys a beer, you know, if I had one. Anyway, yeah, so, yeah, dude. And I found out on this bike, both of these bikes, I took it to the right side over there, and the sand is like so soft there. And like they were telling me, they didn't notice it was soft, but like, dude, I could tell it's significantly softer on that side than it is on that side. Okay, and I know that could happen because when I was in Glamis, on the northern part, I rode the northern part of Glamis, and then when I went to the southern part of Glamis, I noticed, man, I'm not getting any traction here, dude. The sand is like so soft. So yeah, it sucks when, like, you know, can't get any traction, you can't get going, and then you have to keep on getting on the throttle, and the bike starts overheating and stuff. Yeah, dude. Both of these bikes got really, really hot. Okay. The motor and the controller were getting really hot. The battery was okay, you know. But yeah, it puts a lot of stress on the drivetrain components. Okay. I didn't break any chains, but I did break a belt. Okay, so belts a no-go out here. That's why they're saying, like, you know, for the side-by-sides, the ones with the belts, they break all the time. You got to carry spare belts with you, so, but you can't just change the belt out on this right away, you know. You need to make something like that, Suron. Anyway, so yeah, but I had a lot of fun. You know, the second time I took it out, you know, I was starting to get the hang of it, and I found out, yeah, the dunes over there are a lot. You can get better traction on those dunes. And I said, like, yeah, don't try to go up the big dunes, man. Just play on the little dunes, you know. For little dunes, it's okay, but yeah, watch out on the traction, and try not to get stuck. Is what I want to say. Yeah, because there was that when I was over there, I was just like, oh boy, we're gonna get stuck out here, or it's gonna overheat or something. something, you know. But what really did this bike in is when I was like, oh, okay, let's go up this dune right here, and snap, and that was it. And then I had to go flag one of those guys down, and they helped me out. So thanks, guys. And I guess that's the end for the Light B. I got another bike, so we'll use the KLX for the rest of the trip. Okay, but I did ride this for most of the way through Mojave, so it was a lot of fun. It's a great, it's an okay desert bike, but it just doesn't have the range. Okay, the range just sucks. You want something with some good range, you know. The KLX I know could do 50 miles, you know, versus this only could do like barely 20 miles. Okay, yeah, so this is a very fuel efficient bike. Okay, that's what I want to say. But I had fun riding both bikes. They did all right. Okay, but they're definitely not good dune bikes. Okay? Well, you need something with a lot of power. One time I wanted to ride a two-stroke out on the dunes because the two-strokes just have a ridiculous amount of power, and I think that would be great on the dunes. Because I was like wide open like for a lot of the time, man. And this bike does have a lot of power. When it hooks up, it'll go, man. So yeah, I can feel it. But yeah, it just puts too much strain on the bikes. Okay, and the bikes get too hot. But just riding on the trails and stuff is okay. For these two are great trail bikes. Okay, that's what they are. They're not dune bikes for sure. Okay, so for that last ride, I did about 15 miles on the KLX. Okay, for the second and the third time I went out was about 15 miles ish. Okay, we're about 2,466 feet altitude. So I thought the altitude was affecting this bike, but it wasn't. It was the choke was out. Okay, after I fixed that choke issue, it ran great. Okay, but I found out this bike, you really got to keep the revs up, or else it just bogs, you know. And like, yeah, the gearing, it just runs out of gearing real quick, and like, yeah, dude, it just unless you can keep that tire spinning fast, you'll lose torque real fast. I guess it's really peaky with that KLX 170 kit on there. Okay, it's probably a combination of the piston and the cams. Okay, but it didn't break. Okay, it didn't lock up or anything. The starter got pretty hot. I noticed the starter doesn't want to work when it gets really hot. So yeah, definitely, you know, this is the second time I'm taking this bike to the dunes, and before and this is the first time I'm taking it with the KLX 170 kit, and it's definitely not a good dune bike. That's what I was saying. You need a more powerful bike for the dunes, Merlin. But really, I would like to get a quad, but I just don't got space to get a quad, man. I want a Raptor 700. That's what I want. I want a Raptor 700. That thing is a dude, freaking master, dude. Or a Banshee, one of those. Yeah, so. But I had a lot of fun. I got to use the flag holder on both of these bikes. Okay, I already took the flag off of this one. I had to take it off. But yeah, the flag is right there, the American flag. I got it on my trailer. Yeah, good times. The weather was great out here. Amargrosa Big Dunes, check it out, man. It's just right on the 95 freeway between Beatty and Pahrump. Okay, or it's around Amargrosa Valley. Okay, once you get to the Amargrosa Valley junction, it's right around this area. You just peel off the highway and just go down the dirt road, and it's right here. You'll see it from the highway. Don't worry about it. You will see it. You'll see, like, there's just a bunch of sand out in the desert. Okay, just a big pile of sand. Okay, so yeah, this is my first time here, and so I've been to Dumont Dunes before. The funny thing is, I bought a Dumont Dunes T-shirt at Baker, so I didn't want to pay the $30 to go to the dunes for one day, you know, and then I had to go all the way back up there. So I said, like, nah, you know what, I'm going to go here and I'm going to camp here. It's free, you know, you don't have to pay any fees, you know, just, you know, keep the place clean, you know, and have a good time. And this is the first time I've ridden these dunes, and I like them. Okay, I don't know if because it's softer on that side because of the time of year or the weather conditions. It's kind of cold right now, you know. I imagine it's going to be really cold tonight. All right. So yeah. I had a lot of fun with both bikes, but these bikes are not good dune bikes. Okay, and this bike is not a very good desert bike, unless if you're gonna go like short distances, it's okay. All right, here's what I got.